across the country on a high alert after two crime rocked the U.S., starting in Virginia. An ROTC student taking down a suspect who opened fire on a classroom, killing one person. The FBI, revealing sources, said that the suspect said Allahu Akbar before the shooting. Just hours later, a suspect ran into a Michigan synagogue before exiting with a rifle and what agents are calling a targeted attack. Security shot and killed him. Joining us now is James Gagliano, Fox News contributor and retired FBI Supervisory Special Agent. James, good to see you, brother. I just want to show you this growing timeline, and we're hoping that we can nip this in the bud. But March 1st, you had that bar shooting in Austin, Texas. Saturday, attempted bombing in New York City, and then...
All right, y'all. Welcome. Welcome.
On.
True Talk Lounge.
Auxiliary mode.
We here. We here. I wasn't feeling too well, but I made it back. You see what I paused it on? You know, I was telling some coworkers before they started doing these sleeper cell videos, before all the videos started, y'all, I told them it's about to happen. You know how many people here who don't like us Americans? You know, I wasn't even into politics until this year. Excuse me. Until Trump got into office. And I started seeing how he was moving. We ain't never had the Capitol attacked. But anyway, March 1st, then Saturday, then Thursday, then the same day. Were they related? Nah, they waking up. It's happening. You bombing their places, you killing their people, and now they want to retaliate. Back to the news. That's what you want to see.
Thursday, the synagogue attack in West Bloomingfield, Michigan, and of course, Thursday, the Old Dominion University shooting in Norfolk, Virginia. This is spanning across the country and looks like most of all of these motivations are radical Islam.
Yeah, and LJ, I'll tell you, I think since 9/11, there's been some 53 plots that were either foiled by the FBI or law enforcement or successful in the United States involving radical Islamists. Look, 53. This is the suicidal empathy we talk about all the time,
more than that.
Where there just isn't a proper process to vet these people. As you pointed out, in those four attacks, either naturalized citizens or the children of naturalized citizens. I think this is absolutely an assimilation problem, and that's something that we've got to focus on in our country right now.
Assimilation
James,
problem.
You were one of the big guns here in New York with the FBI, and you know how hard it is to build a counterterrorism case. Were you shocked to learn that one of the perpetrators of this act was convicted of providing material support and was released early?
Yeah, should have gone to jail for 20 years, Lawrence, and I believe did somewhere in the neighborhood of 132
That's the one they talking about.
Again, it goes back to that suicide.
It's the one here they claiming joined ISIS. It is what it is. If he did, he did. Fuck him. You know? But I always tell people, you never know who they are. You never know who they are. It's because they look like you and they ain't you.
Empathy. The judge here decided that somebody that was tried and convicted of providing material support to ISIS deserved a second chance. And this was his second chance. And Lawrence, with all the attention since October 23rd, in Israel and the war in Iran right now, we are going to see more ISIS-related and inspired attacks. And why is that?
Attacks.
Well, propaganda and attention is the coin of the realm in the terror business. And ISIS doesn't want Hamas and Hezbollah getting all the attention. So I think now more than ever, we need to pay attention to these potential lone wolf attacks.
Well, James, also there seems to be this growing movement, and I talked about it even in my home state of Texas, of isolation with these communities that are not assimilating. And because of this new culture of wokeness and everything, it's like, let them be. But doesn't that breed moments like these, though?
Yeah, so what's the opposite of assimilation, LJ? Insularity. And that's what's going on in these places. Look, my family came here in 1905 from Sicily. They were proud Sicilians, but they were Americans first, and they worked hard to assimilate. When you set up these communities and you make them closed in, and then you foment hate, and that's what this is about. These folks are trying to get back at a culture and a civilization which they want to be a part of, but then they don't. And to your point, very difficult to determine who are the ones that are the true threats and who are the ones that just tolerate the threat in their midst.
It's such a good point. If you want to be a part of the country, then you have to be a part of the experiment. Be a part of it. And if you miss the culture that you're leaving, so there's always an opportunity to go back. But you have to choose the American way. James, thanks so much for joining the program, brother.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brad.
There's only one word to describe America's immigration policy, and it is suicidal. Our toxic empathy will be our undoing. Enough third world criminal and legal migration from places that hate us and people that are going to kill us when we bring them over here. And that's happened today in 2 separate terrorist attacks. America is under attack right now. We've been saying keep your head on a swivel, and this is why. A shooting at Old Dominion University in Virginia, a large and prominent university, 20,000 students go to this university. The gunman is dead. He's injured 2 people. Good riddance to this monster. Well, who was the person, the terrorist, who opened fire at Old Dominion University? If only there were signs. Well, there were signs, actually. The man who opened fire at Old Dominion University was a terrorist walking on the loose who had ISIS affiliations. We knew about this. His name is Mohammed Jalla. He's a naturalized U.S. citizen, wasn't born here, doesn't belong here. He's from Sierra Leone. How the hell did he even get over here? Who stamped his paperwork? Convicted in 2017 of providing material support for ISIS, traveled back to Africa multiple times, joined ISIS, we put him in prison, and then let him out to go commit murders, to go kill and commit a terrorist attack. This is what the DOJ said on his arrest in 2016. Jola praised the gunman who killed 5 U.S. military members of a terrorist attack in Chattanooga.
And I just want to put my city on the map. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. So it's real. Born and raised there. 18 plus years.
Chattanooga, Tennessee in 2015, and stated that he's been thinking about conducting a terrorist attack. Well, ladies and gentlemen, look at that today. 1 dead. Correction from the earlier tweet. It is a breaking news environment right now. As shooter, terrorist opens fire at Old Dominion University. Suspected gunman has been killed. 2 victims. Wow, if only there were signs. Oh, wait a second. There were signs. He was arrested for being a terrorist, and we couldn't deport him permanently? We had to leave him here. Our toxic empathy is suicidal. I'm reliably informed the attacker of Old Dominion University is Mohammed Jalla, the same Jalla who was previously convicted of providing material support to ISIS.
Yeah, caught him giving materials to ISIS. That's
and
how
then
he
planning
went to jail.
terrorist attacks in the United States of America. First-hand witnesses to this attack confirms this is all true.
Did they describe those people at all?
The description of the shooter, they said he was a Muslim man. I know he was a student at ODU.
Was a student.
Shooter.
So he knew what was going on.
He was arrested for providing material support for ISIS. Why is he free to go kill Americans instead of in Guantanamo Bay for the rest of his life? Or maybe better yet, back in Sierra Leone in a prison there. He's convicted. He was let out of federal prison in 2024, December of 2024.
Yeah, he wasn't even that long. 2 years.
The identities of the 2 involved have not been released. Officials say the shooter was killed. Yeah. 2 others were injured. Campus under lockdown. A multitude of gunshots, and people were screaming. Shooting took place shortly before a separate active shooter situation unfolded at a synagogue in Michigan. Let's head on over to Michigan now. Synagogue shooter dead.
That's what it is.
This all happening at the exact same time. Can't tell me there's no connection.
And you know, this is what I said earlier in my video, y'all. I mentioned this to a coworker. I said now, because my first video was the Texas shooting. If you ain't seen that video, go check that video out. It was the Texas shooting. It was the same night that we bombed Israel or Iran, because we protected Israel. The fake Jews. The same night he attacked the bar, you know, and they said he had the Quran in the car. He was a Muslim, black man, all that, or brown, whatever you want to classify. Don't matter. Good is good, evil is evil. Enemy is the enemy. No matter the color, to me.
Connection. There's got to be a connection. Shooter killed
it's not over.
Driving car into Detroit synagogue, preschool, opening fire. Cops say the children and staff survived the attack. This guy rammed his car through the synagogue and then was driving down the hallways. See here the black smoke, the smoke billowing out of the building. Was driving down the hallways, firing guns, shooting firearms, and trying to mow down kids here in Detroit. Was able to ram his car through the hallways, was able to rampage through the entire school. Thank God no students or staff were injured in the attack. A dozen parents sprinted into the building to get their children. After getting approval from police, security guard was taken to the hospital. Being struck by the vehicle, the security guard who was there was able to actually take down the attacker, who had explosives in his vehicle. Apparently his vehicle was completely packed and lined with explosives. He's trying to blow up, so he's trying to do as much collateral damage as possible and then to blow up the building. Well, he was at it. You can see here the smoke billowing from outside of the school. Terrifying. Look at the black smoke coming from the top of the school there. I'm told law enforcement source that the suspected shooter at Michigan Synagogue was armed with a rifle, rammed the vehicle into the building.
Now remember, if you give your heart to Yahshua, and you follow the commandments, it's not Jacob's trouble. It's not our fight. If you really pay attention, who's fighting? It's not our fight. It's their fight. It's their fight. Same time the Epstein files coming. Everything's coming out about them. But if you're like them, it is your war. It is your fight. If you're of the world.
Was killed in the shootout with armed security. Vehicle caught on fire. Why did the vehicle catch on fire? It caught on fire because the suspect's vehicle ignited because of a explosive that they had in the vehicle, driving down the hallways at high speed before being neutralized by a security guard. Thank God.
Was work in progress. We're, through an abundance of caution, clearing the vehicle for IEDs or any explosives. We've got a significant number of bomb dogs on site, bomb techs on site, and all of that's going to be done to check the boxes. We have deployed resources all across the county, just in case, out of an abundance of caution, that there may be a second.
Yep.
Look at this. Crews reportedly found a large amount of explosives in the suspect's vehicle that slammed into the Michigan synagogue. Police.
I'm probably gonna do another video. I'm trying not to keep pausing. We are at war. The war is not overseas, y'all. The war is here now. The president has started a war here on American soil. So while y'all going to work, going to the fucking club, and bullshitting, you better be watching your back and your kids.
Have said they're working to clear the vehicle safely. a lot worse could have been done.
As well, that emergency responders apparently found a large amount of explosives in the back of the vehicle, which just gives you even more insight into the sinister nature of what happened here.
So thankful for the brave security guard and a security plan that was updated just last month to prepare for the worst. The worst happened, thank God they were ready. The commentary here. In other words, law-abiding armed citizen appear to have put down a terrorist, saving countless lives. Civil Rights Division is aware of the attack. It was clearly an attack on Zorhan Mandami.
That's what they're saying.
Too soon? I don't know. No, it's not too soon. Just glad the mayor is safe from this targeted attack. Mayor of New York claiming to be a victim when ISIS attacked a peaceful protest in the streets of New York.
Yep.
Let's look back in the last couple of weeks. Muslim.
You may not even, you might have heard this, but they ain't making a big deal about this. There was a protest in front of Mandali's house. Okay? Then some dudes pop up with some bombs, throwing bombs. Like, this where we at right now, y'all. So while y'all talking about this fucking basketball game and the NFL and the golf or whatever you talking about, you better be watching. You better be paying attention. Because you might be at the red light and the building just damn blow up next to you.
Bomb, a New York protest. Austin bar gets shot up. Jewish synagogue attacked. Norfolk, Virginia campus attacked by Muslims. Do you see what is happening?
Yep.
Last 2 weeks, Islamists attempt to carry out terrorist attacks in New York. Islamist kills 3 people in a mass murder and a violent attack on a synagogue in Michigan. Sheriff confirmed armed security confronted the shooter. Schools, synagogues, and other vulnerable locations should have trained armed guards. Seconds matter. You cannot wait for the police. Yes, correct.
Sure can't wait for the police. That's what I'm telling y'all. For real.
Yes. Active shooter at Detroit synagogue. Look at the law enforcement response here. Goodness gracious. Yeah. The sheriff says that there are no injuries, thank God, because of the security guard at the school. Someone's shooting up a synagogue in Michigan. You never see anybody shoot up a mosque, and that's pretty relevant.
That's true. Now they hitting
All
mosques.
Jewish organizations are now on a lockout protocol. Abundance of caution. Active shooters. Abhorrent evil. Pray. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Thankfully, nobody was hurt here.
Gotta stay.
Who knows?
Stay on point.
These things develop. Active situation. Here's what we know. You have to keep your head on swivel no matter who you are.
Absolutely.
If you are an American, ensure that you are safe. You have a God-given right to carry and arm yourself, to defend yourself, and to put down a threat.
Absolutely.
It's not perfect, but it's the best we got.
That's all that's where we at, Benny.
That's what most people in the world have, so take advantage.
We out.
Keep your head, again, on a swivel. Stay frosty, stay extremely salty. It's your boy Benny. Pray for the victims today. See ya.